And a man is dead after another officer-involved shooting in Albuquerque. Good afternoon, I'm Kim Baez. Police say they were after a robbery suspect when the SWAT situation near Coors and Central turned deadly. Now, police still have not given us his name or said if he was armed, but family members say they know what happened. Let's get the latest from News 13's Amanda Goodman. She is live out on 60th Street where police are still swarming the scene.
Yeah, Kim, family members tell us the man killed by police is 31-year-old Michael Marquez, and they told us he pointed a gun at officers. Now, we're still waiting to hear from Chief Ray Schultz to get more details about what happened here this afternoon. But here is what we know so far. Right around noon today, neighbors say they saw officers coming up and down the street, that's 60th Street. A short time later, the SWAT team arrived. Neighbors tell us they heard 4 gunshots and then nothing, but they didn't know who fired. This video from Sky Ranger shows the man dead in a field. Now, APD did confirm one of their officers shot and killed a robbery suspect. Again, family members at the scene say that suspect was Michael Marquez, and they say a witness told them Marquez did point a gun at officers. Now, again, we are still waiting for Chief Ray Schultz to get here, and once he does, he'll provide us some more information. Of course, we'll pass it along to you. Kim?
Okay, thanks, Amanda. This is the 20th police shooting in Albuquerque. In the past 20 months, 14 now have been fatal. It was a frantic call for help. Police Chief Ray Schultz is now holding a press conference on the deadly officer-involved shooting this afternoon. Let's go out live to Coors and Central.
100 block of 60th Northwest. At that time, members from the police department put together an operational plan which included the use of surveillance and an attempt to try to find the individual who had been identified and positively identified by the victims of the armed robberies that occurred at the Valero gas station, as well as the Hawthorne Suites Hotel, as well as an armed robbery to an individual that had occurred between the last 2 to 4 weeks. As detectives had set up and were doing surveillance in the area, they received additional information from confidential informants that the subject, who's a 31-year-old male, was positively in the area. Officers continued their surveillance, at which time they noticed a female who was known to be a possible acquaintance of the suspect they were looking for in the area. She was stopped by officers. She was found to have outstanding felony warrant for her arrest as well. As officers were in the process of talking with her, they received information from other officers who were watching the area that the suspect that they were looking for had exited an apartment and was walking across a field carrying a bag. As a person who was walking across the field realized that he was surrounded by officers, he began being very agitated and making comments to the officers while he was holding the bag in a fashion as if it was possibly had a rifle or some type of firearm inside. The officers began negotiations with the person, trying to get him to give himself up. He refused. He continued dialogue with the officers for a period of time, we believe probably in excess of 15 minutes. During that time, officers had requested hostage negotiations members as well as the SWAT team. They continued to do negotiations through the use of CIT officers that were present with this person. He did make comments that he was not going to go easy, that he was going to basically go out with a bang or words similar to that. After a while, the tactical team arrived. They set up. They were trying to get in a position where they would have less lethal options available. However, because of the distances and the layout of the physical area in this field, they were not able to get themselves in a position where they were close enough to deploy the less lethal options. At some point in time, the subject became very agitated, then began focusing on officers that were in the area that were now exposed because of a vehicle that was in the field where they confronted him. There was also several witnesses and civilians in the area, at which time one of the snipers did deploy his rifle, hitting and killing the subject. Upon approaching him, it was found that he was armed with an AK-47 assault rifle. During the course of the events, officers did hear him actually cycle the action on that rifle as he was confronting officers and having the dialogue with them. We are not releasing his name at this time. The person involved is the suspect in several armed robberies. He has an extensive criminal record. He is a documented member of the Sorrento's 13 gang, registered sex offender, and convicted felon. So at this point in time, the investigation continues. This is being done as a joint investigation as standard protocol with the Sheriff's Department, State Police, OMI, District Attorney's Office, and as per the new recommendations and protocol developed by the Police Executive Research Forum, the Independent Review Office is out here assisting in this investigation. Obviously, we still got quite a bit of time tonight here at the scene. We'll continue with the investigation and hopefully have some more information available tomorrow.
Chief, can you talk about the actual moment when you guys decided to go ahead and shoot him? Did he have the rifle in his hands or was it in the bag? What was that moment like and why was that decision made?
Again, we're still in the process of interviewing officers, but the rifle was in the bag. He was cradling the item, which officers were able to determine was a rifle. His hand was inside the bag. This is an AK-47 assault-type rifle with a pistol grip, and he was deliberately turning and pointing the bag, which of course contained a rifle, in the direction of officers, as well as making comments basically prior to the events today that he was not going to either go back to prison or not be taken alive.
Was the rifle loaded or did he have ammunition separate?
Don't know at this point in time. That is, again, as a crime scene, the crime scene is worked from the outside in. It'll be several hours before we get to that point, but there is a rifle, an AK-47, very clearly visible in the bag.
How many times was he shot?
Don't know. Again, that'll be part of the final investigation. We believe that there were 2 shots fired by the sniper in this incident.
What about
that was Police Chief Ray Schultz, who's briefing us on the deadly officer-involved shooting that happened a little after noon this afternoon in the area of Central and Coors. They are not releasing the suspect's name, but family members tell us it is 31-year-old Michael Marquez. We're told he is a member of the Sorrento's gang, also a sex offender, has a long criminal history. Again, they were seeking him this afternoon in connection to at least 3 armed robberies in the last couple weeks. Obviously, this is still a developing situation and we'll continue to bring you new information.